Hello everybody, happy June the 2nd, Tuesday. A little bit of weather, a little bit of much needed rain, a few squalls, a few conditions on the inlet. It's not as full of a fishing report as I've been given, but we still had people fishing in all areas, and I'll tell you what they caught when I come back in just a moment.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
Ahoy there, folks. Captain Ben Brown here, and I want to invite you aboard the Miss Organella 2. She's a modern 60-foot headboat outfitted with the latest top-quality safety and fishing equipment. We make multiple trips per day out of the world-famous Organella Fishing Center. Visit missorganella.com or call us today at 252-441-6301, extension 1. So ditch the beach for a bit and set sail with the Miss Organella 2.
So the Hatteras fleet got out and they had really good blackfin tuna fishing, and dolphin or mahi catches were good as well, with quite a few gaffers or the larger sized dolphin mixed in, and a few wahoo. And a few wahoo for those folks is business as usual, and as we get more into the summer, that wahoo bite will just pick up and pick up and pick up. I don't know of anybody in the world that's better at wahoo fishing than the charter boat guys are down to Hatteras. And those fish, they love to get up on those rocky bottoms on the drop-offs and things like that in the shallower water, and they just really are good at targeting the fish. And great eating fish, hard fighting, one of the most spectacular strikes of any fish you can find. They skyrocket a bait. What that means is you're just dragging the baits along. You're always trolling, or most of the time trolling 6, 7, 8 baits behind the boat, and a wahoo will somehow or another get way down there in the deep and come straight up vertically, and they've been clocked at 60 miles an hour. They'll hit the bait and go 20 feet out of the air and then do a big, like a flip, end over end flip, and they may hang on to the bait. But generally when they do that, they've already clipped your bait in half. They've got the part they wanted and they're going to go off. Even if they're still hanging on to the bait, when one skyrockets a bait, they don't often make it all the way to the boat. But that's a great fish to catch if you haven't done it. Spanish mackerel and bluefish are more traditional catches on that end, down that way. They've been drum fishing, they've been sheephead fishing, they've been doing a little bit of everything, but it sounded like it was more traditional Spanish mackerel and blue fishing yesterday. At Oregon Inlet, the fleet went two directions. The fleet that went to the south came out of the inlet and turned right. They had good catches of mahi or dolphin, same way as Hatteras, a lot of gaffers in the mix. The fleet that came out of the inlet and turned left and went out east of the inlet or north of east of the inlet, they did pretty good on the yellowfin tuna with a few dolphins. So that was really good. And there were several boats. They caught a blue marlin. I know that my old buddy Barry Sawyer, my old dock partner, he caught a blue marlin and released it yesterday. You know, we talk about that so casually, but you got to remember, a blue marlin is the very top of the pecking order, and for a captain, a blue marlin makes their day. And for a charter that might be coming to the area for the first time, might even be on a charter for the first time, to go out and catch a 300 to 800 pound fish, something to tell your grandkids about. So I never minimize a single blue marlin. Great work for Captain Barry. And the inshore, nearshore inlet fleet was challenged a little bit by the sea on the bar. I don't think a lot of them got outside of the inlet, so they fished inside of the inlet and did what they could do, and it sounded like it was a little bit on the scrappy side. So in the surf, with an average temperature all of Hatteras Island and north to Nag's Head, probably 75 degree, 76 degree average. That's going to really create some good opportunity for some new species like Spanish mackerel. And we're seeing the pompano now starting to show up. Some of the fish that require a little bit warmer water, but it's basically all up and down our beaches. There's a good bluefish bite. Now these are going to be mostly the bigger bluefish, and that's a crowd pleaser because they like the wahoo, they're show fish. They pull really hard as any fish you're going to catch. They often jump and they're very, very aggressive. But there also was puppy drum. There's been some pretty good Spanish mackerel fishing in the surf on metal lures. Bluefish, puppy drum, a few croakers, and of course the sea mullet bite. I didn't see it being real good yesterday, but it's been plenty good all spring, and we'll be reporting on them all summer long. That's the one that pleases the kids to catch because it's so easy, and pleases the person that likes a good piece of fried fish when you fry them up in the skillet. Really good sea mullet fishing. So we'll take a little break right here, and I'll come back and talk to you about the backcountry in just a moment.
Let's be real. No one wants to deal with nasty varmints like mice, roaches, creepy crawlies, and critters. Leave that work to the experts at Outer Banks Pest Control. Outer Banks Pest Control is the best on the beach when it comes to eradicating those unwanted creatures. They've been in business for over 25 years with well over 100 years of combined exterminating experience. Specializing in both commercial and residential properties, Outer Banks Pest Control has all the tools and equipment necessary to take on any pesky job. They pride themselves on top quality customer service and workmanship. Hey, if it ain't red and yellow, it's just some coattail riding fella. Outer Banks Pest Control, the best on the beach with a proven track record of excellence since the year 2000, and online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com.
So some kids fishing back of Ocracoke in the Sound, and I'm pretty sure they might have been wade fishing. They caught a needlefish or houndfish, maybe the smelliest fish in the ocean, but a barracuda would give it a pretty good run for its money. They caught a decent-sized shark, looked like it was about 4 feet long. They caught some dogfish, which are small shark. They're a variety of shark, a very small shark, and they caught a 25-inch bluefish. No, that's pretty good. Pretty good effort on their part. A little bit of variety in their catches. The rest of the backcountry report is pretty minimal. Not many people fishing there, but I did hear of one boat fishing some estuaries over there in the neighborhood of Swan Quarter. Did catch a couple speckled trout today. A friend of mine went over that way and gave it a try. I didn't get a lot of details about the numbers, but we haven't talked hardly at all about speckled trout. I also saw a nice speckled trout caught on Jeanette's Pier. So there's a few around. Both of the trout that I'm mentioning, or all three of them really, were, I'll say 3 to 5 pounders. So that's good. That's a good sign after the Cold Stone event that we had. That's about all I have for you in today's report. We will see the rain move out of the area today. It'll be clear sailing right on through the weekend is the way it looks. However, today is going to be windy, and I don't think we're going to see many people offshore, but like we always said, there's always somewhere you can go fishing in Dare County if you want to. So anyway, give that a thought. Go in your local tackle shops. They can steer you to where you need to go on a windy day, where you might find a lee. Backside of Hatteras Island sounds like it's going to be a good suggestion. In the northern part of the island, there are parking access areas where you can walk back to the Sound and wade fish. Don't do it barefoot. Make sure you got a pair of old tennis shoes or some boots or waders or something on, and go back there. With the wind, if we get a northeast wind, the wind will be on your back, and you can fish the day away. And I hope you get a chance to do just that. And I do hope that the good Lord will bless you richly today.